I'm so excited to share this message and to see how it comes through. But there comes a time when you are creating your dream life and you're stepping into your chosen timeline and you are quantum leaping and you are moving away from who you were and stepping into who you were always born to be, why you came to Earth. And in that time, you have to really start taking yourself seriously and taking your vision seriously. And of course, right, it sounds so easy, so simple, so like, right, like, why would you not? But when you're actually in it, which you've probably been, maybe you are right now, there comes so much with really owning who you are becoming. There are the subconscious blocks, there are the opinions of others, there are the, limiting beliefs, there are the pendulums within society, within your location that you're in, your collective that you're in, your culture that you're in, your country that you're in. Like, there's so many different layers of pendulums. And so pendulums, really this concept comes from the book Reality Transurfing. And so there's many layers of pendulums, which when something becomes like a certain way of being, then there's like a pendulum to kind of hold that way of being in place. And so often we'll see people randomly like blow up online, right? People just like have random overnight success because they kept pushing at a pendulum that was telling them they couldn't be that, they couldn't do that. But they did the quantum manifestation technique and they went through that illusion and they chose, no matter what, that they were going to have that reality as their timeline. Their mind and their heart came into alignment and they said, yes, this is my timeline. So we have pendulums, we have the limiting beliefs, we have the blocks, we have the opinions of others. We have so many different layers that keep us in this place of being often 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And so with this 1 foot in, 1 foot out way of being, we have the part of us, the knowing, the soul, the heart that knows that this was always meant for us. And then we have the part of us that is the mind that holds all those limitations, and also the body, right? So we're a divine union of the three. The body also keeps a score, right? The body keeps memory of your limitations, of what's unsafe and safe, and your limbic system has the maturity of a 3-year-old, but it's making so many of your calls of how you experience reality. So it thinks all these different things are unsafe. And so if your subconscious's job is to keep you safe, not healthy, happy, successful, in love, any of that, just safe. It wants to keep you in the familiar. So it will tell you that all these other things of stepping into the unknown, of claiming your new timeline, could be unsafe. And then your limbic system is like, unsafety, and then sends you these physical reactions as well. So then on top of all that, you also have the physical side of it, where your body literally gets too tired when you think about really taking yourself seriously, or it's like symptoms, actually, like chronic illness symptoms. That was a lot of my chronic illness, was memorized symptoms. If you want to join 21 Days to Regulate, which is called Healed, then I definitely recommend that, because yesterday, little side note, so I'm here in Ireland. I signed for my house in Portugal. I bought the ferry and it's in a few days. I don't know if I'm going to be taking my van, if it's going to be fixed in time, which would be like, it'd be great. It'd be a miracle. Or if I'm going to buy this other car. Either way, I'm getting out of here soon. So I started getting my tent ready yesterday. And there's been a part of me that was just like, I didn't want to do this. And I didn't really like go deeper into what that was, cleaning the tent, because the tent got very moldy. It's a canvas tent and my chronic illness was very much tied to mold. And so yesterday I took it down. I did this whole thing of soaking it. It was like a huge project. I soaked it in this solution, and I was just, I think, being like my airy self. I was like, it's fine. It's outdoors. I'm healed. And it was way too much. The chemicals and the probably the die-off of spores, I had like a very strong nervous system reaction to that and mast cell reaction. My legs started swelling. My arms were like too heavy to lift. I couldn't feel my skin, my face, like even tapping, like it was just really strange. And so that was just like a huge alert in my nervous system that I was in danger. And so I don't even think, I have to go check it, it's on my family farm. I don't even think what I did worked. And then I had this moment. There's no ego in this at all, but I just had this moment of, well, I don't know, there's always going to be some ego, but this is just the reality. Like when I work one-on-one with people, I make, like, this is just the logical side. Like I make $333 per 45 minutes. Like that's my current rate. And I just was thinking like, okay, why am I doing this? Like, so I sell it, and this took me like 5 hours to do, and it didn't even work. But I've done spent way more time on trying to fix this tent, preserve this tent. If I sell it, just the tent without the fireplace, it's probably 500. And so I just had, knew the tent is like 1,200, but yeah, if I were to sell it, there's some holes from Arlo trying to break into the door. And so I was just like, what am I doing? And so that is like the old conditioning of, lack of holding on. Like everyone else is like, no, you gotta sell the tent, you gotta sell the tent. And so I did this whole thing. I put my body in danger, and it wasn't even really worth it. Like I could sit down and I could, work and my personal being, my value that I bring is monetarily way more valuable in that situation, and like being in a peaceful situation, either creating videos or creating a product or working one-on-one with a client. That's way more worth my time. And I just had this realization, and then the realization went deeper. And the realization went to the fact that I did not enjoy that at all, of course. I felt like I was not in anaphylactic shock, but it was really intense. It was really, really intense. And so I had to do my 21 days to regulate, like a round of that. And that's what brought me back. I love tapping and I love breath work. But the thing that really snapped me out of it was doing a 20-minute round. That is exactly what I teach in that program. So brought me back. I was able to like go have dinner with some people and like function again, which years ago I would have been down for weeks. And so, yeah, in that I also realized, I was like, this is not the lifestyle that I want. Not this version, this future version of myself. That's not what she wants. And what's interesting, what I wanted to include in this message was, oftentimes, like right now, we're living a life based off of the decisions that the old version of us made. So the version of me 2 years ago who made and I'm so proud of her because she led me to this version of me, but she made the decisions of wanting to do van life, of wanting to do tent life, of wanting to like rough it a bit and like, try farm life and just like be covered in mud all the time and like just do that. And that served such a purpose. I'm so grateful I did that. But the version of me now, who I've been programming in, who I'm quantum leaping to. So when we quantum leap, we're massively changing. And so there's this period of time where we're living the life that our old version of us chose for us. And so there has to be some decisions that are made. Look at them playing tug of war with a stick. Some decisions that are made to get you out of those and to acknowledge that you're just not that version of you anymore. And so I was like, yeah, I don't want to rough it. I don't want to clean a moldy tent. I don't want to live in a tent with spiders. I don't want to right now, I don't want to shower outside, even though it's hot water. I don't want to shower outside. I want a bathtub. I want a hot shower. I want predictability in my home. I really value the home. Like, it's a big thing in my astrology. It's part of who I am. I love a home. I love just like relaxing in a sanctuary like that. I really love designing. So I was thinking about that too. And this is all just to share and hopefully validate, it's okay to start calling in a new version of yourself and accepting a new version of yourself, or maybe an old version of yourself. So I love design. I love interior design. I studied it for a while. I didn't end up majoring in it, but I did study it for a while in college. I really love that. I love that feminine creative touch. I've been way more in my masculine since being on the road and traveling, because it's forced me to have to like decide and do, and like especially farm life, like labor, and like what I was doing yesterday, like dragging this huge tent and like just doing massive amounts of like thinking and innovation and trying to figure out how to soak it. And it was like this whole thing. No, you guys, sit down, baby, sit down. We'll play in just a little bit. Okay, sit. And just, it's just not the life that the future version of me lives. She wants ease, she wants relaxation, she wants luxury, she wants a massage, she wants like, you know, and that's what I'm stepping into. And I had to have that moment yesterday where I was like, what am I doing? Like, why am I spending all day cleaning this tent? Like, I should just burn it, honestly. Our farm manager, he has, I don't know, he has a system for getting rid of things. So it's probably, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to give it to someone because it's still moldy, and but they said that they wanted it, my family, friends, and they've been so nice to me and, you know, been really there for me while I'm here. So I think I'll just give it to them if they want it and move on with my life. Like, there's so much more abundance that comes into your life when you just let go. And instead of like trying to hold on and sell every last thing, I think if you just say, I'm giving this away to a good cause, or I'm just like actually letting it go and like burning it, whatever, and think about the atmosphere, but actually letting go because you trust that you are more valuable than the time spent trying to sell it or salvage it or whatever. So anyway, that was a big part of this message, I think, is like understanding that you are right now living a life and a lifestyle based off of the old version of you's decisions. And that if you are going to step into this new version of you, you have to be okay that there might be some new decisions that you have to make, some massive decisions, some massive new ways of operating. And so back to the part of taking yourself seriously. So we have one foot in, one foot out, oftentimes. We have the version of us that knows what we want and what we desire and what we came to Earth for, and the other version of us that has been very conditioned by Earth. And so there's such a, it's like a portal, it's like a breakthrough, it's a beautiful moment when you reach the place where you say, I take myself seriously. I am this, right? If you're a YouTuber and you're building a YouTube channel, I am a full-time YouTuber. I am a full-time artist. I am a world traveling nomad. Like, you claim it as such, and you start then, this is how they tie together. You start then making the decisions of that version of you. And so for me, right, I don't even know what to call what I'm stepping into, but it's like a frequency that I can claim. And like, I see her in Portugal and I see her in that house. And so I am that version of me. I am this app developer, not that I want to be an app developer, app owner and teacher and creative and, you know, beach girl, world traveling beach girl, but like not roughing it, world traveling it, like nomad in luxury is what I'm hoping for, is what I'm aiming for, not hope, aiming. And so that version of me, that frequency, that timeline, she makes these decisions where she's like, it's not worth my time. I used to really admire, I still do, but I really noticed it a lot growing up because I wasn't raised to make these kind of decisions this way. And my best friend she's from Scotland, not that that's important, but I don't know, she had she's like more minimalist. She's always been very minimalist and like has nice things, but like not so many nice things, just like really values quality and always has. Her mom is like that, her dad is like that. They're just like the sweetest family ever. They have such beautiful, it's just like, it feels really good. in their environments, in their home, in their energy. It's why she's my best friend. I love her. And she would always give me like her old things, like a really nice designer purse or something. She's like, oh, I'm never gonna use it. Like, I don't really like it. Like, you can have it. And I just, the generosity in that, the way that she just was like, you know, able to just give it up, that was shocking to my mind, because how I was conditioned and programmed at that time was like, oh my gosh, designer, I don't even care if it's like purple and green and like I don't care. Like, it's designer. Like, I would just latch on to what I perceived as value because of, you know, deep layers of unworthiness, deep layers of wanting to be enough, and like all these things. And in an abundance mindset, you are way more willing to like let go and gift and like know that it always comes back to you, because you see like a deeper layer of what abundance truly is and how it's endlessly available to you. I've talked about money a lot on this channel, of like the relationship with money. And if you are holding on to money, if money is like a consciousness, if money was a person and you're holding on to money and you're saying like, I don't trust you, you spend way more time with other people, you're never around, like you blah, blah, blah. Of course, money is going to be like, I don't want to hang out with you because like you don't trust me, you don't make me feel good, you don't make me feel wanted or safe here. Like, I'm going to go over there where I can like freely dance. And, you know, if we're talking about my best friend, like money could freely dance in her life, where it was like, I'm going to jump to this person and I'm going to go, you know, out on this event with her, and like where, you know, she's going to wear this beautiful purse and then she's going to gift it to someone else, and then I get to experience it with someone else. And like, so money gets to have an experience, a beautiful experience, because it's free flowing that way, instead of this constriction of what so many of us have been conditioned to think and feel is right. So when you start taking yourself seriously and you start owning who you are, and you start claiming who you are and making decisions from that place, reality shifts for you. And you will have to do this process your entire life. I did this already when I left my 9-to-5 and I decided to be a YouTuber and a traveler and like all these things. I went through this exact process. And so it's just copy and paste in different levels. But this system is what we copy and paste in different levels of our existence and who we are becoming consistently, and who we're always evolving into over and over and over in different ways. So what is it that you could take yourself seriously on? Like, what are you kind of one foot in, one foot out about? It's not even an action thing. It's not like you have to go do more right now. It's just an energy thing. What can you own? You know who you are and who you're meant to be and what you want to step into. You've probably been programming it in. If you're in dream life sleep hypnosis, you've probably been programming it in, or you're about to. What's so interesting, which I've seen quite a few times now, is you guys saying that you either just purchased the program or you started to make your script and you haven't listened, and you're already starting to see confirmations of the glitches and like these things, like the energy is catching up to you like so much before you even start listening. Like, that is how powerful it is when you, again, like when you're purchasing this program, even it's only $29 still. I don't know when I'll take it off sale, because I just love so many of you guys getting to have access to it. But when you say yes with your money for that and your value, a part of your energy, then the universe responds and is like, oh, this is what they're stepping into. You said that confirmation. It was like the same thing when I put the deposit down for the house in Portugal. Everything in me started shifting, and like I started seeing all these things differently about the tent, about the lifestyle. I was like, oh my God. Like, even because right now I'm staying in a house down the road from my family farm. And so yesterday, just going back on the farm, I couldn't believe that I had been living like that for months. But when I was in it, when I was living in it, I was like, I was positive, I was focused, I was just accepting it. I was focusing on the good, as I always do. But then as I, you know, put my abundance towards this home, this new timeline, I said yes, confirmation, yes, this is what I want. I want a bathtub, I want to walk on the beach, I want to be peaceful, I want to be in community of like-minded people. then when I went back in my old environment, I saw it so differently. I was like, the mud, the this, the that, the gate's not working, like the tent, I hate the tent, I hate the spiders, I hate and I not the hate, but like, you know, I just didn't feel like something I could ever go back to because I already stepped into the new timeline, both feet in, like by putting my energy and my deposit and my signature there. I went both feet into this new timeline, and now the universe is responding and my mind is already forever changed. And so when you do things like dream life sleep hypnosis, which uses the frequency of your own voice, if you don't know about it, you program in your dream life with your frequency of your own voice while you're sleeping, and then it starts to unravel your subconscious blocks while you're sleeping. It's really, really, really powerful. And so I'm creating Nove, which you can go follow along when there's more information on that, but it will be an extension of this method. And so your voice, when I was on hold with my bank a few days ago, the waiting message, the on hold message said that, did you know your voice is as unique as your fingerprint? And I was like, wow, I freaking love that, because that is why that download in the void, in living in the hay barn on my family farm, that download came in and I was like, this is going to be life-changing for myself and so many people. And it was. Like I had Portugal was not on my radar. I thought I was going back to Italy, back to living on the farm, and backwards in a way. And like at that time that felt right. But then I started programming in what I really do desire for this next chapter of my life. And then all the doors started opening up. Portugal, house, the first house I applied to, boom, 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 boom. This person just popped out of nowhere and he's like, I'm gonna help you get your car fixed, get your van fixed. If you can't get the van fixed, I'll give you this car for like a crazy deal. And like, I just want you to get off the island. And so like everything started arranging itself for me when I went both feet in, when I took myself seriously, when I decided this is who I am, and I started programming in my mind that this is who I am, and I started making decisions from that place, and I started saying, absolutely, I don't tolerate anything that is not in alignment with this version of me. And that has been, it's been, you know, I don't even want to say it's been painful, because it hasn't been so painful, but it's been an act of self-love to really look at dynamics and relationships and situations that were no longer serving me at all, but I was still like, a part of me was still holding on. And I finally decided, I was like, these things do not fit in that timeline. So I was just like, end, cut the ties, cut. And so it's an act of self-love. I don't want to say it's difficult. I don't want to say it's painful, because it's not that. It like feels empowering when you make those decisions. And like, of course, there's a part of you that has to like grieve a second and say like, okay, goodbye to that version of me, goodbye to those dynamics. But it is also so excited, like the anticipation of what you are stepping into, I think outweighs what you have to let go of. It was a beautiful message that all came through in such a divine way. I tell you guys often, but like I usually know like the first line or maybe the topic of what we'll talk about, and then I don't always know exactly where it'll take us. And so part of it's me, right? And then part of it is a channel. And so these messages, they help me, and they definitely surprise me sometimes how they all come together. So thank you for being here with me, and thank you for allowing me to share these messages from the divine, from my human experience with you guys. It is my absolute honor. I freaking love this. I love you guys. I read all your comments. If you want to leave a comment, you don't know what to say, go ahead and put a wolf. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and do a thumbs up. That all helps the algorithm, helps my videos get pushed out. Some of you guys haven't been seeing them recently, so that will help get the momentum in the right direction. So in a few days, we should be on the way to Portugal and in a whole new energy of receiving these messages and taking you guys on that journey with me. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.